present on the topic motivation theories in motivation theories. First of all, I would like to thank our lecturer for giving us this chance. Here we are representing, and our group member is 14, and the topic is given as the motivation theory. And at first, I would like to give the presentation on regarding the difference between a content theory and a process theory of motivation. On regarding the content theory, focus on the factor inside the individual that cause, sustain, or stop behavior, and it determines the needs that motivate the people. Here, in the process theory, it focuses on the thought or cognitive process outlines that issue relating to the how behavior is caused, sustained, or stopped. And here the major difference between these points are content theory includes reason for motivating the individuals, whereas process theory outlines the effect of behavior patterns fulfilling the individual needs. And further theory is Maslow theory of motivation. The Maslow theory of motivation was introduced by Alfred Marcer, and he had written the theory in the book Theory of Human Motivation in 1943 AD. In the introduction part, Maslow stated that our action as human beings are motivated in order to achieve certain needs. Also, Maslow had defined the theory and divided the parts of needs in two parts, that is deficiency and being needs. And further on, he categorized these parts into 5 different subparts, which is called as the 5 trays or the pyramid of the Maslow needs. Or also we can say the hierarchy of needs. The hierarchy of needs can be demonstrated in this figure. The base one is the biological and psychological needs, safety needs, social needs, esteem needs, and the top one is the self-actualization needs. Though the Maslow is focused on from the lower level to top level, he explains that the needs start from the first category, biological and psychological needs, and slowly and gradually when we complete or when the first level of needs is fulfilled, it jumps to the safety needs, social needs, esteem needs, and finally the self-actualization needs. These 4 parts, esteem, social, safety, and biological needs, are categorized in deficiency needs, and the top one is categorized as the growth needs. Why the Maslow theory is widely accepted? What is the reason behind the appreciation of the Maslow theory? Here are some points. The Maslow theory helps the manager in motivating the employee by understanding their requirement, and also it helps to develop the interpersonal and the intrapersonal relationship. Apart from this, though it is widely accepted, there are some criticism. The first criticism is about the self-actualization. Maslow, other various researchers argued that if the basic needs are not fulfilled, even though the self-actualization, the last need can be fulfilled. Apart from this, it lacks the direct cause and effect relationship between needs and behavior, and also the people may not be aware about their own needs. That's all from my side. The remaining will be continued by my friends. Thank you.
Sorry, what was your name?
SANTOSH ADHIKARI.
SANTOSH.
Thank you, Santosh. Now I'm going to discuss about the Hobsbawm motivation theory. This was developed by the Frederick Hobsbawm and is associated in 1959, and it was done by a group of professionals, accountants, and engineers who run the laboratory in the USA. So under this Hobsbawm theory, the team had finalized the 2 factors. One is motivational factor and the hygiene factors. Motivation factors are generally intrinsic in nature and related to job. Generally, they increase the motivation factor to improve the level of satisfaction and motivate the employee at work. And generally, motivation factor includes achievement, recognition, career development, level of responsibility, and the job itself. And next one is hygiene factor. They are extrinsic in nature and not related to motivate the people. These include working conditions, salary, job security, and the personal life. Further, in the absence of the hygienic factor, it creates a job dissatisfaction. So I want to make an overview of the Hobsbawm motivation theory. Under the Hobsbawm motivation theory, generally improving the motivation factor increases the satisfaction, that is influenced by the motivation factor, and improving the motivation decreases the job dissatisfaction, that is working condition, poor relationship, policies, rules, and base wages. And some of the criticisms under these theories are rather being a motivation factors and hygienic factor, the other sources of job satisfaction and dissatisfaction as well, and individual indifferences has not been considered. Similarly, the factor motivating individual might be motivate others as well, and general workers are not ignored in the sense that only accountants and engineers are incurred in this theory, in development of this theory. Now I would like to call my next member. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Chandrika GIRI, and now I'll be talking about the manager's theory of work motivation. This theory was developed by Doxless managers in 1960s, and it is also known as Theory X and Theory Y. It was first explained in his book, The Human Side of the Enterprise. And basically in this theory, there is two sides. There is Theory X is a negative side and Theory Y is a positive side. In Theory X, usually the team members dislike their work and they are not motivated to work, and it is likely to be used as an authoritarian style of management. Whereas in Theory Y, people are more innovative and try to do their work efficiently, and it is likely, and in this theory, it is likely to be used as a participative style of management. Next, I'll be talking about Theory X, which is also known as authoritarian style of management, where the employees dislike their work and take less responsibility, and they also need the constant effort, and they also need to be supervised from time to time in every activities. Sometimes they also don't have intention to work, and some rewards needs to be given for them so that they can work properly. And carrot and stick approach is also used, where rewards are given for the good performance and punishment is given for the poor performance. Next is Theory Y, which is a participative style of management, where the employees are very happy to work in their own initiative, and they are more involved in the decision making of an organization, and they are also self-motivated to complete their tasks. They also tend to seek the responsibility and need little direction, and they are also more problem solving and creatively and imaginatively, and they also have more collaborative relationship with the other people, giving them responsibility and empowering them to make the decision. This is some of the differences between the Theory X and Theory Y, where Theory X are inherent to dislike their work, whereas in Theory Y the work is more natural, and in Theory Y they avoid responsibilities, whereas in Theory X avoid the responsibility, whereas in Theory Y they accept and seek the responsibility. Theory X, they need the external control and close supervision, whereas Theory Y are self-direction and are self-control. In Theory X, it has the centralization of the authority and autocratic leadership, whereas in Theory Y it is decentralization and participation in decision making. And Theory X, it lacks creativity and resists the change, whereas in Theory Y it has a democratic leadership and creativity is widely accepted. And lastly, the Theory X, people lack self-motivation, and in Theory Y people are self-motivated. So this is the end of my presentation. Now I'd like to call Rajendra for the further.
Hello, my name is Rajendra. Okay, my friends talked about behavioral theories, which emphasize on behaviors, which are mostly proved to be useful in experiments. So I'll deal with the criticisms of behavioral theories. The first one is these theories are too deterministic, and they rely on environmental effects like classical conditioning and operant conditioning. They ignore free will of a person, and they undermine the importance of biological factors in human behavior. They also ignore the mental processes used in learning, and they are mainly tested on animals and therefore may not be completely applicable to human behavior. Hofstede's theory developed a theory that recognizes differences between diverse cultures. So the cultural differences exist, and this has been understood by and clarified by Hofstede in his theory. Even the companies functioning in one nation get benefits from this theory. For example, benefit in managing diverse workforce. Ostrich cultural dimension theory include power distance, individualism, masculinity, uncertainty, and long-term orientation. For instance, Japan has highest masculinity versus femininity score. Therefore, to open an office in Japan, we should know that we are doing our business in a hierarchical, differential, and traditional patriarchal society. Thank you.